wanna kill, I wanna destroy, I wanna use my energy to fill the void. I shall travel through time to the depths of the mind. Power my dreams with destiny divine.
Hi guys, how's it? Welcome terug allemaal to my Afrikaans-speaking followers and everybody else. What's going on, people? It's game week again. We've got the Springboks, we've got the Palms. You know what I'm here for. You know why we're here. We got lineups. Let's talk about some predictions. Something I do want to hype up if I can get the graphic to pop up over here. Excuse me. 23rd of November, 117 East Oak Street here in Denton, Texas. Eastside Draft House. I will be doing a watch party for the Springboks versus Wales. They've got a ginormous screen TV in the back there. We will be watching it live starting at about 11 a.m. is when we'll show up. Kickoff is, I believe, at 11:40. Come on out. If you live in the North Texas area, come on out. Let's watch the Springboks as they go into of course, a victorious game against Wales. But yeah, something I put together myself. I'm trying to see if we can get like a decent crowd. And hey, who knows? If we get maybe a dozen, 15 people there, the people who are just drinking, who have no idea, we get them into it. We let them see the passion of rugby and Springbok rugby in particular. Maybe we can get something going here, folks. But yes, once again, 23rd of November, Oak Street, 117 Oak Street, Eastside Draft House. Huge patio area, multiple food trucks, beers as far as the eyes can see. They even carry non-alcoholics for those of us like myself who abstain from drinking alcohol. But yeah, it's going to be a great time, folks. Come on out, and hopefully I can see some of you guys in person. But to the task at hand. Last time these two teams faced, yes, it was the semifinal for the 2023 Rugby World Cup. I was with my now wife at a pub in Frisco, Texas. The kick from Andre Pollard. That was a fun game. That was a stressful game. I mean, pretty much every game in the elimination rounds of this 2023 was very, very stressful. But we came away victorious. A week later, we beat the All Blacks. We lifted it again, back-to-back, fourth trophy in history. Now, the teams have both changed a bit since last time. I think the English more so than us, especially with this lineup. But as we always do the other team's lineup first. So we are going to go with Steve Borthwick, and I forgot to print it out at work. So, guys, I'm going to be reading it off my cell phone here. So a front row consisting of Ellis Genji, vice captain, George, captain, and Stewart. Maro Itoje and Martin. And Maro Itoje will also be a vice captain. Will be the locks with Chandler Cunningham South, Sam Underhill, and Earl, the vice captain at number 8. Jack Van Portfleet will get the honors at 9 with Marcus Smith once again at fly half. Sladeholm and Freeman will be the wingers with Slade and Lawrence flipping positions as opposed to last week at 12 and 13 and Stewart at 15. A 5-3 split coming off the bench for Steve Borthwick as Luke Cowan, Dickey, Baxter, and Cole will be the front row replacements with I'm not even going to try and butcher the name. I know I've heard it, but I don't pay attention that well. But you guys know I'm talking about Sikwe, I think is his last name. Dom Brandt will be the forward replacements with Randall, the scrum half replacement, Ford, and Roebuck, the final replacement for Steve Borthwick. Now going over to the lineup we all thought we would see against Scotland, but we did not get to see that. The Springboks, coached by Dr. Rassi Erasmus, Oxenche, Bongi Manumbi, and making his return for the first time since like COVID, man. Like Will Colo will get the duties there. And I mean, he is a one-man scrubbaging machine. And I think with the two, God, that's going to be a really good combination there. Eben Etzebeth once again starting at number 4, like always. And he will be lined up for the first time, I believe, in history, starting with the Viking himself, Archie Sneman, the face of Irish rugby, tearing it up for Leinster up there in the URC. Captain Sia Khaleesi retakes his spot at the 6 jersey with Peter Stuff to tackle, a.k.a. Peter Stuff to toy, and Jasper Visa coming in at number 8. Speedy Grant Williams will get the start alongside mean Manny Libach at number 10. Curtly Arenza, Cheslin Colby back where they belong in the 11-14 jersey. And once again, another guy, the Milnerton grad, Damian Dialendi, and the kid from the KZN, Jesse Krill, holding it down at center. I mean, come on, we know what we're getting from them. And kind of bright shining star, when they started playing him at 15, we're like, oh, no, he kind of sucks. He's actually really come into his own, and that's Afalala Fossi at 15. A 5-3 split coming off the bench this week. Malcolm Marks, Gerhard Steenekamp, and Vincent Kolk. Not a bad front row replacement. Elrig Lowe will be the flanker replacement, more than likely for Sia Khaleesi. And right back where he belongs, Quacka Smith in the number 20 jersey. The veteran Kobus Reinek will come off the bench in replacement for Grant Williams. Andre Polar, the Iceman himself. I'm pretty sure English fans are dreading when he steps back out onto the pitch. And interestingly enough, Lucanio the final replacement. I'm very happy with this lineup, obviously. So let's go ahead and get into the numbers first, okay? First number I'm going to show up for you guys is the number 1 and the number 6. For you guys, you don't what I'm trying to say with that? That's how many wins and how many losses England has with Marcus starting at 10. Now, I'm one of these guys, when Marcus Smith came around, when he was getting ready to make international, you guys know me. I am a huge, huge Johnny Wilkinson fan. He is my favorite 10 of all time. You can argue with me about Dan Carter. Dan Carter is great, but I would pick Johnny Wilkinson. I know a lot of you guys are like, that's sacrilege right there. Everybody's allowed to have an opinion. My opinion is, if I had to build a great 15, I'm putting Johnny Wilkinson in at 10. He's just who I pick. Don't ask. 2003. That's all I got to say. He was absolutely amazing. And the comparisons were immediate. I mean, we even had photos of them working out together, like Johnny Wilkinson giving him tips on kicking. And like Marcus Smith at a club level has been absolutely just amazing. Like he's been a generational talent, and I think I hate to say it, he hasn't lived up to the hype. He has failed to live up to the hype. And we're seeing that in the last 2 games. Now, he played really well in those games, but I think the difference between playing really well, there's those guys that can win games for you, and there's those guys that can't. Now, you can blame Ford on the loss to the All Blacks. And you might as well. But the fact of the matter is they should have never been in that position. Kind of like the loss against Argentina with Manny. We tried to blame it on Manny. We should have never been in that position to begin with. You can't blame it on a guy when the team had everything and then they let it go and then you've got to come in and try to fix it. No. He's had his bright flashes. Marcus Smith has had his bright flashes, but he has failed, in my opinion, to live up to the hype. Just my personal opinion. As far as the rest of the team goes, I picked them to beat the All Blacks at home. Didn't happen. I picked them to beat the Wallabies at home. Didn't happen. I know English rugby has a lot of pride. They're very proud of their rugby, much like we are as Springbok fans. But you've got to face the reality. This is a team in a rebuild. And not playing Feo Waboso, I don't know if he's injured. That's kind of a big one. I'm pretty sure he's injured. And that's probably why he's not playing. But you're not the conquering lion. And I don't want to take it as a slight to England, but really, you had the easiest path to the semifinals in a World Cup. You did. You played in one of the weakest pools. Not to take it away. You made the semifinal great. You made the semifinal 4 years earlier. You made the final where you got your ass embarrassed. Yeah, you got embarrassed in the final, but the Springboks. That was embarrassment. That was 32-12. That's embarrassment. Like, yeah. So my predictions for the game, obviously, Springboks by 10 at least. I don't think this is going to be a rematch of the semifinal at the Rugby World Cup. Not even close. I feel like we've gotten better. I feel like the addition of Tony Brown kind of running the offense, we're going to get to see it. We got to see the old school box last week. We're going to see a Tony Brown box this week. Our forward pack is going to be just as vicious, but our backs are we're going to try and outrun them, and I think we can with ease. We've got Cheslin Colby. Look, I'm going to say it, the best winger in the entire world right now. We've got Kurtley Horenza, who isn't bad in his own right. We've got Afalala Fossey. If they want to do that aerial game shit, we could do that all day, and we will run their asses into the ground. Because that's the great thing about a guy like Fossey, or when Valenza was fit, they can kick it, or they can just start running it and start a play. We've seen them do it, both of them. Having Grant Williams out of the back of the ruck early in the games, it's just going to be get and go, get and go. We have Manny Libach, who is an amazing attacking 10. It's going to be an onslaught. I see the game starting out somewhat slow, but once everybody gets their feet under them, it's going to be just a fury. It's going to be a flurry, a fury of flurry. So I'm excited about this game. Obviously, I will be going live over on TikTok for this one. I do have to make one really big complaint. So typically when it comes to international test rugby, Flow Sports usually carries a lot of it here. The Six Nations is carried via NBC Peacock. The World Cup is carried via NBC Peacock. They also do the sevens, but the coverage and the delay, like we tried to go live last week for the Scotland game. I was looking at like a 2.5 minute delay here. So I jumped from Peacock to the Supersport feed. It was 30-second delay. Sometimes we're right on, and sometimes we're way behind. With NBC Peacock, it's not just the delay that's bad. It's the pregame and halftime report. It's a couple of like MLR guys, and they don't really know what the fuck they're talking about. It's painfully obvious. It's painfully obvious. They're pro MLR guys, and it's almost as bad as whenever we had the summer tests. I don't think they were the same guys, but they were the guys that got up there and wanted to talk about, oh, Romania had a real tough time at the World Cup. And it's like, dude, at least they qualified, and then the USA lost to them. Like, it was just kind of, yeah. But that being said, hopefully we get there's no hopefully. We're going to win this game. If we don't win this game, heads need to roll. We are way better than England. Way better. We've lost 2 games this year. One of them to Ireland, who outplayed us, and one of them to Argentina, who outplayed us. We've won every game outside of that. We went in with like an experimental lineup to Scotland and beat them by 17. We can do this. Scotland beats England. Like, not all the time, but it does happen. But that's all I really got to say about this week, man. Hopefully we have a good post-game video. You guys let me know where you're going to be watching from. If I offended you with any of my England rugby comments, I'm not really sorry, because I don't care. That there's very few teams in rugby. Like, I want to win every game, but there's teams that you play that you really want to win every time you play them. And England is one of those teams. I really want to win every time I play those games. Or every time we play England, I want to win. I don't care. I just want to win. So thank you guys. Thank you guys for subscribing, your continued support of this channel. I appreciate it. And we will talk again very soon. Cheers, guys.